crap losing that match. Every time. One match. Every time, every one of those tournaments, and every year, I'd always see this one kid. He was from our rival team, Waverly. And his name was Nathan Weed. And I'd see Nathan Weed there in his red singlet, looking just as skinny and scared and scrawny as I was. And I'd think, that's the guy. That's the guy I'm gonna beat this year. Every year. And I'd get out there on that mat, shake Nathan Weed's hand, and the ref would blow that whistle, and I'd be on my back, pinned and losing that match in 3 seconds flat. Nathan Weed. A lot tougher than he looked. So there I was finally in high school, 9th grade, and I wasn't on the team. I was not on the varsity team. And I wasn't on the JV team, so I was just not on the team. But I had a singlet. I had a uniform. I had the sweats too. And it was the first match of the season in Waverly. So it was an away match. And my dad, I don't know, well, I mean, I was thinking about it, and I do think I know why he did this, but I wish I could ask him. I wish I could ask him exactly why he did this. But I think that he did this because he wanted me to get one win before I quit. He could tell I was going to quit. I already had one foot off the mat, and I was already smoking a few cigarettes, and I had a guitar. Anyway, there I am in Waverly. And it's an exhibition match that he has set up. And then none other than, guess who? Nathan freaking Weed. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, man, maybe this time, But there's a part of me that knows better. But anyway, I step out on that mat in Waverly, and the ref blows that whistle, and I shake his hand, and Nathan doesn't wrestle me. He doesn't wrestle me at all. And I get in there with an inside single leg takedown. Must have got him in, I got control, and I got him in a half Nelson or something. Because before I know it, I got him in a cradle, and it's locked up, and I'm digging my knee in his rib cage, and the ref is looking under his shoulders, counting 1, 2, 3, and I pinned Nathan Weed, and I've won the match.
Willie!
One match. He didn't wrestle me at all. He let me win. It was all planned. I wish that he would have just beat me. I was going to quit anyway. But that's what I did, though. I quit. The next day, that was my last match. The one I won. And I didn't have to go to wrestling practice anymore. My dad did. And he kept it going late. So he'd come home late. And I'd be up in my room, his guitar, singing. He'd knock on the door, and say, hey, well, guy, come in. I'd say, yeah, come in. Have his hooded sweatshirt on, and he'd sit down on the floor with his back against the wall. And he'd pull the hood over his eyes and keep his head down and stay out of my way. And I'd sing. And I'd sing, if my words did glow in the golden sunshine, tunes on the harp unstrung. And I'd sing, hey, hey, my, rock and roll can never die. And I'd sing, my, hey, hey, rock and roll is here to stay. He loved it. He loved it so much, and he loved me, and I could really feel it.